All right. Yeah, I think we're good now. Looks like. Sorry about that. I know you're gonna hear a little bit of bloopers right now, but all right. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Now I can hear myself. So okay. So it looks like everything's good. So just had to make sure I heard myself. So sorry about that. A little bit of mess, but let me make sure it was good. I know we're like I said, we're a little bit off tangent today. So let's see. I'll reply back to him and say. Yeah. Had to make sure we heard ourselves, so everything looks pretty good. So again, apologies on everybody that's been waiting. It's been a hot minute, so maybe the rust is kicking in. But again, for everybody, thank you for being very patient with us. And yeah, we should get our matches commenced in just a moment here. But yeah, tonight's matchup, we got Mack Johnson in the 2 seed and Luke sitting at the 15 seed, though. Now we got a couple of I got a banger match coming up. Let's just say that in layman's terms, I think we got a good matchup in our hands here. Hopefully, everything should be good from here on out. Pretty smooth. Yep. Voyle says he's all good to go. So, all right. Some positive signs after a little bit of a rocky start here on a Monday morning, maybe afternoon or evening, depending on where you are, though. But yeah, hope you guys have gotten yourselves a good meal, a good bite, because we are in the month of June. And you know, the sharks are hungry. They want a good bite, just like that of a great white. And well, we've got, like I said, 2 seed Mack Johnson, 15 of Luke. We know the prestige of Mack Johnson and Luke's got a lot of upside, uphill swing. Whoever wins out on that will face off against either Brian or Curtis. Apparently, I got the news that my opponent DQ'd. So, I mean, based on that, so whoever gets to face me, best of luck on that. I guess is the right word for it, though. But alongside me, I've got my boy Yoshi here. Hope you're doing well, Yoshi. Hope everything's been good for you this past weekend and Monday here. But this matchup, though, you know, I feel this could be a very close one. Again, I don't have the elite ball knowledge like a lot of you guys do, but I'm pretty excited about how this one could turn out.
Yeah, I would say this match is going to be pretty interesting. You know, I don't think I've played either of these two before, but from what I know with Mack, you know, just kind of like he's got this play style that he's kind of been able to build up into something where he can um, get a lot of just get a lot of things going in his favor. So I'm curious to see how he uses that against Luke here. Now, while Luke has definitely had a rough season so far, I do think that they kind of sometimes for players like Luke, it just takes one good run to kind of get them back into the rhythm. So we'll see if they can get it today. If this will be a good start if they do, because Mac is at 2 seed. And yeah, I mean, we saw a 15 seed defeat a 2 seed earlier in the round with King of Red over Andy, so definitely not impossible for Luke here. So I think it should be a good match. We'll just have to see how things go.
Yeah, and I mean, anything goes in the game of Uno, right? Seeding can only get you so far. Usually, that's typically based on record, right? So, but I feel if you're like a higher seed, like I would say, like let's say lower seed. Actually, let me correct myself here. Lower seed, right? You can play with whatever you want. You can kind of tinker around, mess around with what you got in hand, and just see what the power of the cards can offer you. And then you got a lot more pressure when you're, let's say, a 1 seed, 2 seed. You know, all that just stems up. Don't want to like fumble the bag, basically, right? And just hope you don't fall asleep to an opponent and don't ever look down on one, really. But I know both opponents. I mean, I haven't played them crazily either, but you know, I know both opponents don't have that kind of mindset. It's like where it's like, oh, this is a guarantee win or anything like that, because you never know what you're gonna get. So yeah, again, like you said, should be a fun one. I don't really know what to expect, to be honest. Here, let me look here. So I mean, best of 7, more or less, though. Higher seeds should get the home field advantage. Both do have the utilization of a power play here, and I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. You know, I think the rules are pretty formulaic based on how long I think everybody's played this game here, especially in in this region of Uno. So yeah, I think we can just get this started. I don't really need to ask too many questions here. I think both kind of know and got the gist. And based on the technical difficulties, I think we want to get this show on the road.
Yep, definitely down to do that. So Mac is not in VC, so or whoever's the ref, I believe it's Daniel Royals, will
Yes.
type how many cards. We'll just ask how many cards he wants, and then we'll get things going here. Or I guess, oh, he might be listening to the stream on YouTube. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, Johnson's
uh,
listening to it on YouTube. Yep.
yeah, okay. So no, he can hear us.
Yeah, you are 2 wins shy of 100. Could get it tonight. Very
You know,
excited. It's got to put a Bruno Mars in 10, and I think that's how we got to start it out. Good old even number.
yeah, I think it's pretty traditional to on your game 100 to start on 10 cards. But obviously in this case it's not the game 100 yet, but still, it we'll see how this goes. Now, we've kind of seen the bot be a little bit slower today. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse. It's still working, but you know, might be in for a little bit of a slower pace than we would normally get.
Yep, starting off with a green 9 here. Will we expect any color changes quite off the bat? We'll have to wait and see. Whether you play numbers game, you play the color game, or you want to spice it up maybe with some action card uses, maybe a 1-2 hit combination could be your options right now. And speaking of a 1-2 hit combination here, a green skip and a green 2 here. Let's see if the bot actually registers that. And like you mentioned, right, the bot's had
Yeah.
some issues, right? I don't know how bad the delay is, but we'll kind of wait and see.
It's kinda I feel like it's kinda back and forth, like, sometimes it responds very quickly, but other times it just kinda does this. But, yeah, I mean, hopefully that's the worst of it, but, yeah, I mean, 10 cards, you kinda don't know what to expect because it's kind of like the mix, the middle ground
Little
between,
over
like
middle ground, yeah.
yeah.
Do you ever wonder, right? When you mentioned the bot delay, right? Do you ever wonder, like, if let's say it takes a while and then the person uses the power play, would it register the power play first, or would it actually just register the card action? The cards the person put in first. You get where I'm going at here? Because if the bot takes like a hot minute, it kind of makes me wonder, right? That well, I could use a power play here while the bot's slow, but I figured it probably would let it take the precedence over whoever puts the cards in first. But you never know, because sometimes
Yeah, I
maybe
think
it could be bipolar and be like, well, I don't feel like taking these cards.
yeah, I mean, the way I see it, it comes down to so, yeah, I think what it does, it keeps track of usually, if it's just a case in the way that it is today, um, it will like if players like type like multiple turns in advance because of how slow it is, which doesn't no one really jumps the gun like that, but just if they did, then yeah, it goes in order of the messages.
Hmm.
So like so if you were to like if you were like, oh, it's going slow, let me type the message again, it's gonna eventually register that you did it twice, and it'll say, oh, it's not your turn. So um so really it's just a matter of kind of waiting for it to load because it's not going to like ignore what you wrote. It's just going to take more time.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I figured I'd ask that question because you never, like I said, you never know with this kind of bot, right? Like with the bot, if it could maybe just have an anomaly where it just doesn't register miraculously, but like it's unlikely, but you never know. Just have to ask the question. Better to ask the question, not at all,
Yeah.
right? So, but yeah, quick color change. They did swap over to yellow. They were from the green straight over to the red or to the yellow, and then went over to the red. Basically, made a whole traffic light. Sitting now to red 5. We're going to be red 7 here once the bot takes its sweet old time, taking a nice leisurely
I
stroll.
Yeah, I think the only time it wouldn't register is if like the bot like just stops or shuts
Yeah,
down
it just
or goes
doesn't work.
offline for like a long period of time, then maybe it wouldn't have registered. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely not the case here. So let's see, they're both kind of in a similar, even checking the table is a little taking a little bit of time, but
Oh yeah.
um, they're like even on cards, and we have ourselves where uh, the colors switch to green.
Mm-hmm.
Are you? I just realized. Are you doing the scoreboard?
I'm not, but
I think someone's. Oh, anyway, I'm doing it.
okay.
To be honest,
Sorry about that.
no, yeah, that's fine. Cause like I forgot to start it, but it has already started. And so someone might be helping me out. Which is funny because
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
but
Monday. It's
I'm
Monday.
keeping
I blame
track of
it being
things
on
now.
Monday. Got a case of the
Right, right,
Mondays,
right.
So, but yeah, both sitting near that red zone territory. Johnson sitting at 4 cards, Luke at 6. See what we have coming up for action card usage here. What do they have to their arsenal, to their disposal here?
Hmm. Yeah, ironically, Luke is a player that likes to take their time sometimes, kind of think about what their next move is, especially like when they get closer. Um, or this feels like it makes sense. Like you want to take your time in a situation where your opponent is getting pretty close, and you're also kind of there, but still a bit behind. So you now have to think about what you want to do here. We haven't seen much ammo yet, so that could come into play.
Oh, for sure. Definitely think they're stockpiling some, or I mean, they haven't really drawn either, but more or less, though, they definitely are just saving them for last. You definitely want to get that clincher for game one. But what do you do if you're Luke? You go defensive? Would you go defensive? Or would you just kind of just wait and see if Mac just has a 4 card run in the end, or do you not want to risk that? Or do you think you maybe just have numbers at the end? You never know. That's the kind of that guessing game you kind of have to figure out. Or do you go to a color that isolates? We haven't really seen blue yet. I haven't seen blue,
Oh yeah, that's true.
so we haven't quite opened Pandora's box just yet. We just had the traffic lights as our colors right now. Luke will go
That
for a number. We'll drop it down 1 to a 6. What will Johnson type? Type in a little bit
Yeah, Luke.
here, so I think this might scream some action card usage here. Screen kind of typing a little bit longer, so I'm thinking it could be some action cards here in a bit. Yeah, here we go. Look at that.
Interesting. So Luke's probably was a little worried that he may have had a 4 card run there, because with this bot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Once you get down to 4 cards, they could end the turn in one run
Yep.
with one message, so you don't have any chance to really do anything. So but interestingly enough, we're gonna see a switch into yellow with the wild, which I'm not sure how that's gonna go because I mean, for all we know, this might actually be a good thing for Luke, but at the same time, maybe he doesn't want to just assume it. Well, depending on his hand, he probably doesn't want to just let him have this yellow, right? He wants to probably switch the color or give him a +2. But if we'll have to figure out what to do if he doesn't have either of those.
Just got to get something here. I mean, Johnson sits at 3 cards, Luke at 5. I would have to agree. You have to probably go for a +2. You can't have him stick to the yellow. Even if you do a +2, it'll definitely stop some momentum a little bit here. So it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but ideally, you probably want to get a color change here in a moment. But let's see what Luke's got.
Hmm.
A red.
Could be.
So again, nobody's touched the water just yet. Nobody's tested the waters in terms of the color blue. So he's gonna switch over to red. I'm intrigued by that. I wanted to see if Johnson will answer that.
Yeah, I think that's a good move. I assume that's the best card he has. If Mac has the +4, I mean, there's not much you can really do about that. Um, but I think if he doesn't, then should be a good stoppage here.
Why not think of like something like green? You ran that like way earlier in the run. That was our starting point, and they all deviated from green. They went over to yellow and then red, and it didn't
Ooh,
look like it's
okay.
gonna matter. for the time being
So
because you have a
wait,
wild +4 and a good that. Ooh,
he called Uno, but
did he
is it?
call?
I think that's the game.
I think the bot's just having a tough time. It couldn't
Unless
handle
it's
max power.
or no, yeah, no,
There it
he
goes.
no,
Yeah,
yeah, no. The table, yeah, because of how slow the bot is, the table might be a little like misleading.
yeah.
Uh, right. I've seen this before. So yeah, no, good on Luke because he was able to get the +4 out of him. But the problem is now, what can he do? He does get the switch into
A
red.
switch to red
This could be what he needed to stop
could force
Mac
Mack
here.
into a draw, unless he just has a literal number 3 with that.
Yeah,
Or
that's the
red,
one
or
thing.
red. Oh
There
no,
you
he's got
go.
a
Okay.
draw. Good decision making. Good decision there. Could force the draw city here potentially here, Yoshi. It looks like it
Mhm.
right now. Maybe even just a mini one. Even so, that stops the momentum that Mac was gonna get. One to stop on yellow. Pretty good indicator in Luke. A light bulb that ignited in his brain that, well, we know his final card is yellow, so at some point you probably want to avoid it. Maybe for the time being, but likely a number. It's likely a yellow number card too. That's another thing too.
Let's see. Yeah, Luke could. I mean, I don't know if Luke has any reds, but if he did, he could have taken. He could have tried playing some reds, but I think Draw City is definitely the safest move here because you just guarantee that he's
He
not going to be
draws.
able to play. So, especially when he was down that low on cards, like you don't want to risk anything. Now it's just gotta hope he doesn't get any good top decks here.
It's just a matter of who's gonna pull the trigger first.
Right. Like, because the one thing for Luke now is that he's got to figure out a way how to catch up. Because if you know, if you make the first move to switch the color, it's gonna actually be Mac though. Going into this new color, right? I don't
Yeah,
think we've
now
seen
opening up
blue
blue.
yet.
We haven't. This is the first time we're seeing blue here, Yoshi. So now we finally opened the floodgates. But Johnson doesn't have a crazy amount of cards left. Luke does. What do you do if you're Luke? He's opened up blue, but you know he's got a yellow number card in there. And definitely not a yellow 3. Because that's where he could have ended it at. But, or like anything of a
There's a
3.
lot.
He had a blue 3 just now, but you get the point.
Yeah, I would say the thing that matters here now is what Mac has left, and if Luke can what's Luke can do at this point, because he's probably thinking about, does he want to keep it blue and hope that Mac is going to have to eventually draw, which in that case would be really good,
Hmm.
because I assume he's going to have a good amount of blues in his hand. Or does he want to try something else where he thinks he's going to have blues left and he doesn't want to risk, uh, he doesn't want to risk it.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a tough decision. It's only game one. They're already having to make some tough decisions here. Pretty big card deficit to be in right now. But we've seen comebacks before. I haven't really seen much action cards from Luke. I mean, he had that wild, but I haven't really seen much from besides that. So I'm wondering if he's got at least some other action cards that he could use to maybe even keep at it. Gonna go yellow
Wow.
3. Okay.
Wow.
Interesting.
Now, so the one thing for me with that play is Mac was really wanting yellow at the beginning, at the end of, uh,
When he got that Uno, he wanted the
yeah,
yellow. It was on a yellow, and then he switched it over. So maybe he's
could be
trying to get rid
trying
of that
to,
one yellow and then isolate him, maybe thinking there's one yellow he's got.
that exactly. I think Luke is trying to play off the fact that, or he's trying to make a prediction here that he's not gonna, he has a yellow, but he drew non-yellow cards or something like that.
And I'm
Or
pretty sure
I
with the
mean,
probability of that, right, you'd have different colors. But you, again, you never know when you draw, you could get the same color for all I know. We'll drop it down to a Y0. So Luke's got some yellow, probably a decent chunk of yellow actually in his deck.
yeah,
Now you just
you
gotta
know,
you only gotta worry if Johnson has something to match that synergy. whether it's the color or the number.
Okay.
He
Ends
could
up
have drawn
getting it
another
right
yellow. Oh,
again.
wow, right. Spot on prediction there. He has to draw out of yellow 0. So that yellow 1 did drain. Could have already isolated him. And Luke's going to roll with it. Now you just got to hope Mack doesn't have a number that matches up with it. But that's pretty good decision making. I like his predictions on that. It's pretty good. And there's the
All
number.
right.
There's the number match I was worried about. It gives them a little break there. Yellow 6 to
Yeah,
green 6.
inevitably you're gonna have to deal with this kind of stuff because while you want to catch up on the cards, you always have to hope that they don't have that. Wait a minute.
Whoa, we had 2 yellow 6s. He had 2 of them.
That was nice.
That's nice, and it brings him back. And Mack has to draw. So, light bulb in your brain. No yellows on Mack's end. No yellows. He just
Mm-hmm.
had to draw again. He had the break for a brief moment, but now is back to yellow again. So I think, yeah, Luke knows that Mack has no yellow. It's just a matter of choosing your numbers wisely. But like you said, Yoshi, inevitably you do get like just that number will just eventually match. There will be a number that just eventually matches up.
Yeah, and here we go. The double play
Double
gonna
play.
probably even things out here. Mac, we'll see if Mac gets the 7. I mean, the thing. Okay, the thing for Mac at this point. Oh yeah,
He
he did
does
get it.
he does have a 7.
The top decks seem to be helping him out just enough to where
A ditto.
he's able to retain the lead. And now Luke, while Luke is pretty close as well, if Max has cards on blue, he's gonna end up getting the win here. But no, he
He's got
doesn't.
no blue either.
Wow.
No
So
yellow, no blue, unless, top deck says otherwise.
it was a bold play from Luke to kind of do that ditto play. I mean,
It
that was the
worked.
plan he was going to go for, no matter what, whether Max drew or not. Oh, wait a minute, that could be
Oh,
rough for Luke here if he needed blue to finish.
unless he's got a number or maybe even a wild +4. He could have a wild +4 still. Or even just a wild. You never know.
Yeah, that's what you have to hope for
That's what you got to
because you
bank
had this.
on.
Oh,
Whoa.
interesting. So didn't have the finish regardless, but a green skip
Yeah, not can
with
do a
this.
finish, do a call out. So and then he drew. So
Oh, that's crazy.
wow.
I think
Oh,
that's gonna be game unless he has like a red +2.
isn't it? Is that supposed to be like wild red? I think it's PWR or is it, oh, there we go. It just took a while.
It works both ways,
Oh, okay. It
yeah.
can go either interchangeably. Okay. Oh, what does Luke
Dang.
have? I don't think Luke's got much, does he?
Finally got.
Oh no,
Oh,
he does.
I don't know if he saved that or if he
He
got
had
it,
to have
but that
saved that, or it's either that from a draw city.
now I don't, again. I think it's game, but it's hard to
Well, we
see
don't know.
because
We don't know that
the way
+4.
the table is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there we
no, that's
go.
it.
That's it. So just a complete
What a
counter.
steal.
Just it was just a matter of who was gonna get there first. What a matchup for game one. Again, the bot was being a bit slow, but even so, what a great back and forth matchup though. Luke had a pretty big card deficit for a bit, like it was like 7 cards basically, but even so, a card gap is a card gap though, Luke. A lot of good decision making on your end. What was the like kind of that logic, right? Like with doing all that ISO, like those ISO plays. What was like your kind of your logic, your thought process with that?
Well, when I used the wild, I was basically stuck in two places because I had blue and yellow left at that point. So do I risk going to blue and icing myself out because I already had one blue, or do I leave it yellow where Mac probably had a yellow to finish? So I basically didn't have much choice apart from go for a colour I didn't have to draw, see what I get from that, and yeah, kind of went on from there. And then eventually I got to a point where things started to line up. Got lucky with the yellows, how many yellows I had, with Mack only drawing a couple. Then I also had the lineup to get to blue from the 7, which ended up semi-working in my favour. Oh, unfortunately played the wrong number. I had a blue 9, so probably should have played that instead of the 8. And then from there, that would have been game if I played the 8 to get to Uno and then green switch there. But luckily, I topped it the +4 because of that green switch.
Oh, like was that top deck like during that draw city, or was that literally like one that one before you had the because you had moment where you had like a double play where you did like I think like it was like a skip or something like that, and then then you did a draw. Was it from that top deck, or was it just from like an earlier draw city?
It was from this green skip draw.
Okay,
That.
gotcha. And Max says the only way I could have prevented it was if I used my power play, but too early for that onto game 2. I felt like Mac did I think both players did a really good job. It's just at that point, it was a matter of who was just going to get to the finish line first.
Yeah. No, both of those players ended up getting good draws at the same time, right? Because Mac drew the wild, Luke drew the +4. I think that's pretty fair. That's 12, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, good game to both. Mac, I think I can agree that game 1 may be a little too early. I feel like, honestly, game 1 is really the only game I would maybe try and avoid using power play. Game 2, I wouldn't even be upset if someone used it because you either steal the momentum if you lost game 1 or have good momentum being up 2-0. So it's like, it kind of, there's something there to me. So, but anyway, going into this second game here, we got ourselves our switch right off the bat.
Yeah, very quick color switch. Makes you wonder how much yellow he's got this time around compared to last time. Let's see what Luke decides. But yeah, big old 12 cards. So up 2 from the initial. But now let's see what Luke's got. What does he have in store? Could you go for maybe just a 1-2 punch? Do you roll numbers game? We'll go back over to blue, keeping it 2 colors here. But right where we started at a blue 8, he will bring one over to us.
This is definitely an interesting play, right? You maybe trying to do an early check,
ISO,
you know?
yeah, maybe. You never know.
Or yeah, like ISO is what I meant.
Even
yeah.
though it's sometimes when you get draws like that, maybe you just don't have a color at all. It's the likelihood it's not up there, but it's always wild when you have like draws like that where you have really not many colors, like not a lot in this one color, and you'll have like maybe 8 cards for like let's say the color green, but they looks like they're gonna roll. They're gonna swim in the water, swim with the sharks. Blue 3 to a blue 0. Over from Johnson over to Luke. Good little transactions between the two here. Just going to play good old numbers game. But how about that for the color swap here over to a red 0 this time around?
Yep, definitely a slower pace here. We got the reds.
I think the bot's actually kind of responding faster too. I think that also helps. It looks like the bot's kind of getting finally maybe warming up a little bit better, but let's see. Feels like it's responding faster.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Yeah, Johnson, though, moving on. Red 3 here. Still numbers game here. Luke's going to swap over to yellow. That's going to be our tertiary color here for this matchup. So we've stuck with a couple colors earlier. Now we're moving over to yellow here. Yellow 1. Actually did have yellow earlier, so actually red was a tertiary, and then now we move over to yellow. So we haven't had green just yet. Nobody's swimming in some money. Nobody's got the cash money on them here. Yellow 1, still rolling numbers game here. Action cards not really used just yet. Bot's taking its sweet time though. Couldn't register the sheer willpower of both Luke and Mack Johnson here, but there it is, finally taken into the course of action. To an 8 over to a 2, still even numbers here. Both pretty close and neck all together in this second game so far.
All right, here we go. Let's see where we're at here.
They've just been playing numbers games so far. We haven't really seen any action cards as of yet.
Okay.
Johnson sitting at 6, Luke at 7 cards. So still pretty even game. Nobody's drawn just yet. We haven't had
Okay.
any real crazy shenanigans with terms of like ice. There've been attempts at maybe a little bit of ISO, but I don't think we've had
Mhm.
any real doubts, I guess is the right word for it. So both still
Yeah.
pretty even right now. Luke's time to think about it. Could he have a crazy card run? You never know. We've seen card runs range up to even 10 for crying out loud. We've seen double digit card runs. We've seen maybe that 8, but the likelihood of that is very slim to none. But sometimes you gotta believe in the heart of the cards though. Luke, having to think this through, stuck on a yellow 2 at the moment. Do you go for a different color? Do you stay with the color you have? Or maybe do you do a 1-2 hit combination here? Many different options you could choose from that could make or break your game 2 outcome.
Right. I think here, um, you know,
Just goes
Luke
down
definitely
one.
just trying to look back at his hand.
Yeah, having
I'm
to
not.
think.
Yeah.
They were both typing at the same time, so it's a good thing Johnson didn't type too quickly, though. Would have probably relayed the hand too early. And he actually has to draw here, so oh boy, is it a similar scenario to that of game 1 where he had to get stuck at the yellows, where he got his progress slowed down, and Luke goes to a yellow 2.
Yeah. So Mac went with that color early, or that card earlier. Could be a sign that he's has the switch on the 2, but I guess we'll have to find out because right now Mac definitely wants to get that opportunity here.
There's got to be a number that matches up to it. I feel like he's got a number that can swap with that. He's typing a while though. Could be action cards here.
Yeah. You know, doesn't feel definitely feels could potentially feel
Feels
unsafe
very
at this
action
point.
cardy right now. No
Oh,
green
there we
2.
go.
That's another thing though. You type a while though, that could play some good mind games here. That's another thing I hadn't considered, but you type a while, they
Oh,
could think you're doing like some usage here, but here we go. Green 2, blue 2.
this was nice. I guess Luke kind of kind of like
Kind of
had the
figured.
same thought process
Yeah.
that we had, so he was able to just play off the green two
Now
now.
does Mac have any blue in its disposal? They're getting closer to the finish line here. Very, very close.
Yeah, that makes
Oh my
sense.
goodness.
I'm not too surprised by that one.
Yeah.
+4. So that's gonna be rough for Luke, but maybe he got some cards
Maybe
off
got
that.
some ammo off of that. Maybe some action cards to give a little jab right back.
I mean, now you have to think about what Mac has left because if he has more ammo, it's going to be pretty hard to really do much. But it's just a matter of what Luke can do,
Yeah.
and I feel like I guess the main thing is that he seems to be pretty good at knowing when uh, a player doesn't like a color. So if he finds that switch back into the blue, or I guess yellow, Yeah,
Yeah, he
yellow.
does.
There you
There's
go.
yellow. Yeah. Good call
I
there.
think
Good
that's
call there,
going to be
Yoshi.
pretty good in forcing a draw here.
Yeah, we've seen Mac draw yellow just like game one. This will be a true test to see if he. Yes, there it is. Has to draw again. Yellow has not been Mac Johnson's friend in Luke draws. So
Ooh.
I think he's going to try and force a little draw city here. Keep it at the yellow because he knows Johnson has nothing to the table for that color. So yeah, we could have ourselves maybe a miniature draw city unless Johnson gets a top deck.
I think, yeah, that is a play that we like to call the KT Classic there.
Yep.
Very interested to see what happens from here because I guess maybe, while this is primarily defensive, you wonder if Luke went for maybe the more aggressive strategy, what would have ended up happening. But for now, I think this is going to work out. But
Yeah.
yeah, just gonna keep this going here.
Yep, Luke's only behind by 2 cards, so it's not like a crazy deficit like that of game 1. So it's not the worst thing to do, but it definitely does hold Mac Johnson back though. You just yeah, I see like your Mac, you're like, man, why can't I get anything good out of yellow? Like I always get isolated this color. Definitely gotta be frustrating.
Mm-hmm. I definitely feel that.
Yep, having to draw Luke. Will he draw 2? Will he? Yep, he will draw. He will follow on toe. It's just a matter again, just like any of the draw city, who will pull the trigger first? Who will take the initiative and get this game on a good flow state?
Yeah, seems to be like could be in for a long series in general. Which I guess, given the way things are, I can't be too surprised. There's a yellow 6 from Mac. Might uh might entice Luke to switch into a different color here, but I mean,
Or you could
it's
stay in
either that
yellow. You
or
could play numbers game, stay in yellow. But again, with numbers, you
yeah,
don't know
exactly.
if Mac has an answer to that. Makes you wonder if that yellow 6 is a top deck. That's another question. I would assume maybe more likely yes, leaning towards yes. Unless you have, let's say, yellow 7 and a god tier level of other 7s with you, or but I feel that's probably a top deck draw. But Luke, what do you do here? Do you do a ditto? Do you have a yellow 6? Can you play ditto here?
I'd be surprised. I feel like Luke just wants to keep the draw city going, and I guess I'll have to figure out if he wants to. Well, if he's okay switching, maybe just kind of hoping that Mac drew enough times to where he doesn't really have a great, like he doesn't have a clear path anymore.
Oh yeah.
But it's just a matter of when it's time to go for that switch. I think uh is the big key to winning this game. Luke gonna keep drawing though. We'll see what Mac can do, if he can do anything here.
Yeah, I look at the draw city, right? And then you see someone pull the trigger like that. And then let's say you still commit to that. What's like the thought process behind that, Yoshi? Like why do that if someone just pulls that trigger immediately, right? Like why still commit to a draw city? Like is that just showcase how confident on your hands or how confident you feel they're going to be isolated, Like
Uh,
what's the process behind that?
I would say, if I were to do something like that, it would probably be I want to keep Atrocity going, because my hand isn't what I want it to be. I feel like I can't do, like, I feel like I need more cards to be able to to feel like I have like a good strategy. And if it means he gets the switch, then that's fine. Also, maybe I have a number of the same of a color that I want, and then if he goes for the switch first, I can then do switch into the color that I want. So, it's definitely playing like the waiting game in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Back to
yeah. I
yellow
guess another
again.
strategy,
So
right? You want to save up some yellow cards so that you can force a draw again. And Lucas seems to be doing that here.
yeah, because Mack did do a 1-2 punch with a skip and a red 5, but Luke had the answer with the numbers game here with a color switch over to yellow, and Mack again has to draw out that said color. Again, yellow has not been his friend. Yellow has not been Johnson's friend so far.
Yeah, pretty big isolation here. Luke definitely, maybe this isn't the best spot for him, but it's definitely like, it's definitely like what he wants. It's definitely the best he can do. Because, you don't want to risk it and keep it on red. So yeah, I mean, I'm curious, like, how long is this going to go for? Because we know Mack is going to want to keep getting these switch outs. Luke's just going to try and take his time here, hoping that eventually he's going to get something good here.
Yeah, looks like we've got ourselves a maybe another potential draw city here.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
I think we're approaching the time of from the first game. So, yeah, I mean, at this pace, we're definitely going to be in for a long series here.
Oh, for sure. Bot being slow, technical difficulties, you name it, it's all piled up on a Monday. You wouldn't want it any other way, huh?
Right.
Better get the early struggles out of the way though, so.
Yeah.
Hesitating a good bit here. Still in game 2 though. Very lot slower pace. Usually I see when I ever stream games, a lot of the times they've been typically pretty quick. But I think again the bot being slow does play a factor in that, but the pacing in this, right? It's a lot more slower. It feels like it's a lot more calculated, right? They're thinking a lot harder with their strategies here, so I think it really tells the tone for this game. Yep, still gonna keep drawing. Mack has just always been stuck at the yellows so far. At some point, someone's got to take a bite at that yellow 5 and change the number or change the color.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely dragging here.
Definitely a good old waiting game, like you said, right?
Patience
is a virtue. Don't want to lose your patience and do something too irrational, right? You still got to think of the big picture when you play these. So it's a good mental game to play. A lot of mental gymnastics when you do draw say like these too. Even though it doesn't seem like it on paper, sometimes you want to just get it. Some games you're like, I just want to get out of the way. I think some people don't think about that, but there's some moments you're like, I want to just speed through this and get this done with. But both are just taking their time, minding their P's and Q's here, just keeping at it with draws. Should have a pretty good card count, actually, I think, on both ends. But let's see. I got to see the table here for that and see where that aligns. But regardless, though, big draw city here.
Yeah.
I think this is our second one in this match. Maybe might be closer to a third. Either way, though, still. Luke sits at 14 cards. Johnson at 8. So Luke's got a lot of ammunition in his hands. Whether they're action cards or not, that is up to the beholder, the eyes of the beholder. But Johnson sits with 8 cards. Nobody willing to put their foot on the gas just yet. It's a
Yeah.
good old-fashioned guessing game right now, and who's going to strike first?
Yeah, this is like this is a long one, you know. I mean, I know there are players out there, even in D1, who, well, I guess I mostly see this in D2, but like I can have.
It's Bob being lazy. It's so true, though. It's got a case of the Mondays.
Yeah, I feel like I could probably name a few D1 players who just really do not like draw cities.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's a telltale sign, right? Because if you get too impatient, you know, that could lead into making more mistakes. So, I feel like it's definitely something where
And here
you
we
have
go.
to really.
Y4. Now we got something going. Had to wait a little bit. Again, that waiting game, we had to be a little bit patient here, Yoshi. But we finally got a difference in card transaction here from a 5 over to a 4. And still stuck in the yellow here. I'm sure Luke's got some kind of numbers to back that up. But we'll see. You never know. I had the draw, could draw again for all we know. But let's see. Johnson does take the first step for mankind in this long draw city with a yellow 4. So
Yeah, no, it's a matter of what Luke wants to do because I mean, I don't know if I don't know for how long he wants this color to stay. But you know, yeah, it's a tough situation, right? Because you don't really know what Luke has at this point, and Mac is still decently ahead. So you really have to like think about, is it worth switching? But then if you draw, you're going to be even further behind. So it's like sometimes it may just be worth to just go for just play a card. But yeah, that's kind of the dilemma here.
yep, Luke thinking about it. Real good. Yellow 4. Probably having to think because that's a lot of cards he's got. He's got in the double digits. So that's a lot of options he could choose from. He might, I would assume, he has a pretty good percentage of yellow in his deck. I would hope so. I would think so. But I don't know so. So, I mean, we'll see. Or you could change the color, but it's a lot of options, a versatile deck.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, sorry, but how many action cards he's also got too, based on that draw city, or even from Mack, how many action cards he has.
Right. Because um, we still got a lot of cards in the deck. We haven't really gone through the deck that much. So it's definitely possible that these players aren't really getting much, which is why the draw city is happening. But I definitely want to see Luke make this play here. Yeah, here he comes. Okay, he's gonna finally just let the switch happen.
Had to think real hard on that. Gonna go for a color change here. This might be the break Johnson needs, though. He's had, again, the struggles with the yellow. I'm pretty positive he's got something in red here, so. Yep, just gonna go numbers game here. Red 2.
Yeah. really the big key to getting back into this game. You know, I would say if he's got some +2s, if he got even a +4, maybe it's just worth to just go for, even if, you know, because at the end of the day, right? While if you have a good hand and you're trying to save as much ammo as possible, that's not going to work every time. So you really have to like pick your battles right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a type of player who definitely tries to save their ammo, which sometimes bites me. I think it bit me in one of the games I lost to Alan, but so you know, while a strategy could work more often than not, that doesn't mean it's always going to work, and sometimes that could be that could decide the rest of the series. So you know, so okay, and interesting. Now we're seeing Luke going for more switches here as he goes into green.
Very quick responses back though. Once Mack puts a card in, Luke puts one right back.
Yeah, yeah, definitely nice to see the
Starting to see a
speed.
little swing in tempo here. I think they
Mhm.
both have a pretty good blueprint of what they want to do here. So
Stacked at 5. So definitely want to be aware of that. If you're Luke, I wonder
type in a little bit
when
here, type in a little bit here. Could be a little bit of a bluff too, maybe for a number card, but could be maybe some action cards here.
I was I was definitely thinking like the way Mac is playing so far, I don't even know if he's and we could see a situation where um he's going to use them all up here. That is
Wow.
insane.
Oh my goodness.
I need to see
I
how
don't
many
know if that'll be a
cards.
call out. I don't know if the call out will kick in because I think that it'll do the bot will take it first, right? Like you
I'm going to
mentioned.
say no, but it's just kind of like just in case.
Yeah, in case the bot does not register it.
Ideally it looked.
I think it looks fine. It's just taking its sweet time. It's just a slow burner here. +2, +2. Where's the other one? There it is. There's the other red +2. Oh, where's the blue one? There it is. And there it goes. It takes the Uno, registers the Uno. And there's the blue reverse. A very lengthy game 2, nearly a whole length of a TV episode, maybe even more than that, more than an anime episode, actually, of 26 minutes, 29 seconds, so just shy of 26 and a half minutes by a mere second. So definitely one of the longer games in game 2, though. I suppose I'll ask Luke the question, though. Were you trying to simply just? It seemed like you knew that Mac was stuck in yellow for the longest time, and then you decided to do some color switches. Were you just trying to kind of figure out which, just more maybe ISO plays there, or just trying to maybe get the right synergy of your deck just before maybe Mac Johnson beats you to the punch, despite the card deficit.
Yeah, I mean, you eventually just get to a point where you just gotta move on. I mean, I could have kept it yellow. I had 2 extra yellows, but with number efficiency, you just never know. And it gets to a point where you just can't get back to that color. So it was either move on or just stay in yellow for good knows how much longer.
Gotcha. And I guess I'll ask Mac this question. It's gonna be a very simple, very, very simple question. But how many of those +2s were from your initial draw, and how many of those were from the draw city? Or were all of them from the draw city?
Yeah, I guess that's the one question. Like, was this hand built off over time, or did he kind of had this planned out from the beginning and was just waiting to finally get it. I feel like it's mostly it would in
Probably
my
from
head
both
I
those
would
draw
guess it's
cities. I think he got both of them, but we'll see his answer in a bit.
yeah.
Three from the initial draw, and the second G+2 was from draw city. So you got 3 from the initial draw as well. Wow. That is holy. Yeesh.
Oh. 3 from initial draw, yeah.
That's
So it kind of
crazy.
had a
That's a crazy.
it was pretty
crazy hand to
decent
start.
like setup regardless.
Yeah, it's just more like probably getting rid of all. It was definitely getting rid of all the numbers, and he just didn't have anything at yellow. Kept getting stalled out there. I don't know if that'll be a reoccurring pattern for the man, but we'll see how the rest of the series goes. But a 1-1 even draw right now, though. Very lengthy games 1 and 2. 2 again, almost just shy of 26.5 minutes. But let's see how game 3 turns out, though. Been a very lengthy game so far. Luke's going to start the call with 9 for game 3 here. Both still have power plays to their advantage. Just one, by the way. But they do have it in case they want to use it.
Yeah, no. Definitely took a second for that starting card, but we'll see how it all plays out. I worry. I feel like if this slowness continues, we may have to go into a situation where we reset the bot again, which wouldn't be ideal because we're trying to speed. We've been pushing to go faster, given how given that whole stoppage for like I think it was a few weeks.
Yeah, because of the bot, right? Yeah, because of the sheer circumstances regarding the bot. So
Mm-hmm. But yeah, for now, I think it's just gonna be we're just gonna have to deal with the fact that it's just gonna go slow. All right, well, Mack with the double play to start.
he's got some yellow this time. He's got
Yeah,
some
sure.
yellow this time. So, and Luke this
Luke-
time has to draw. So he actually this time Luke has to draw yellow. Mack had some yellow. Let's see if Mack keeps going with this. Does he have a different colored 8? Does he still have some yellow cards?
Yeah, the concern now is if we're gonna do another draw city here.
Exactly. Yeah, true. It's a
Because
good
it's like
point.
Mack. I feel like Mack, right? No, okay, yeah.
He's got a yellow
you're
too. He's got a yellow too. All right.
to what you said, he definitely is getting the yellows this time around.
And go
Luke
up
with
2.
the top deck.
Yeah, top deck with the yellow 4. What do you do if you're Mac? Do you go for a color switch?
Yeah, I mean,
You could go for color switch here. Could be interesting to spice it up. Oh my
what?
goodness.
Wow. Yeah, that should put him down to 2
That's
cards.
going to put him in a very good spot. A lot of yellows this time. It went it's the inverse for him. Now it switched over to a green +2 and then a green 2. So we'll see that momentarily. You got to be careful though to make sure it ends. There we go. There we go. So now you got to play defensively unless you've got crazy confidence that Mac doesn't have anything to synergize. But if it ends on green, it's a pretty good indicator he's got something there. He's got some greens left. I'm no detective, but or maybe he has a different color too. That's another thing, or different colored numbers that can synergize with that.
Wow,
Swap over yellow. He's going to try and see if Mac gets stalled out of yellow again. He did get out of it earlier, though, and he does have to draw at yellow, the same old song and dance. And here we go, Yoshi. We might have another draw city in our hands. And guess what? It's on yellow.
as soon as I saw that yellow wild, I'm like, well, Luke, you're on this color, so yeah. I
It's
mean,
a it's an
if
omen.
Mac doesn't have the any response, then we know what to expect at this point.
It's just pure coincidence that it seems like Mac is just isolated on yellow every time. Just all these games I've just
Mhm.
seen him get stuck on yellow. It's just comedic at this point. I couldn't help but chuckle and like I got a feeling if he switches to yellow, Mac's gonna have to draw just because he just got out of that color, and now we're back to a draw city
Yes.
once again. So, huh.
Yeah, exactly. What I think is, yeah, I guess to what Luke said, after game two, it's like, how far can you really push Draw City to the point where it's too much, and and it's becomes a situation where, okay, I have too many cards, and a lot, and it's just I have so many cards that I have so many cards, and like barely any of it is ammo.
Hmm.
I maybe should have stopped Draw City sooner.
Yeah.
So that I at least have less. It'll take much less turns to get to a finish. Um, Even if it risks Mac maybe having the finish sooner too. Like that's the thing. That's the thing about Draw City. Speaking of which, Mac gonna maybe break it for just a second here as he
Yep. Yellow
has the
3.
yellow 3.
Yellow 3, do you stay in the color again? It's been the Achilles heel for Mac Johnson so far. Luke will continue to draw. Does Johnson have a 3 to complement that? Or does he have another yellow? But I mean, that 3 has to have been a top deck. And he does have another 3. So blue 3, so I'm pretty sure Mac's got a pretty good abundant
Oh,
amount of blues. But we know he doesn't really have anything in the yellow. Again, just like games 1 and 2, but
now I'm now you got to figure out like what does Luke have, because I have a feeling that I don't know. I feel like he's gonna struggle to have options here at this point.
he might have to go
Like,
numbers game for a little bit, and then if
yeah,
he doesn't have a 3, he's got to play numbers game. But the table's not even working for me, right? For crying out loud. But
he would need another wild if he wants to go back to yellow, which I guess is not impossible, but I don't know. Now you may have to start taking the risk of what color. Like, I can't go to yellow, so now what color should I go into, or should I stay on blue? Kind of, let me see. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, right? Because you don't know what Mac's initial plan was when that quad play was done. Like, did he want to stay it on green, or was he trying to get into the other
I
colors?
feel like he wanted it to stay on green. And I know he
Mm.
could, if he wanted to use power play, he definitely could have by now. Like during that run, right? He could have if he felt very confident in it. But also, I think a lot of people usually want to save that power play once you get to maybe like a game four onwards. Usually, right near that range, I think is like the good sweet spot to use that power play. Whether you have the momentum or need the momentum, you usually typically want to get it near that kind of range. That's usually what I do personally, but or
Mhm.
I feel that's like a sweet spot. But you could, like you said earlier, you could surprise people with a game 2, game 3 power play, but I think most people try to like steer away from that typically.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, Allen is one of those players, like, for an example, Allen is one of those players who will use it whenever he wants to. He used it game 2 against me. So, uh, it's definitely, like, uncommon, but it generally works out. Well, I wouldn't from the times that I've seen it, it works out. I don't
I
think it
think
works out every
I think
time.
it
But
depends though, because it could throw someone off guard who's like, wow, they used it really that quickly? Like, dang, I didn't expect that, right? But I feel like the issue if you do it so early, right, is that it leaves you pretty vulnerable past that. It leaves you
yeah,
very vulnerable for the majority of the series.
for sure. Like I definitely see that. Looking at this, sorry, looking at the situation here, uh, the fact that Luke is taking this long makes me think that he doesn't have yellow, so he has to take a risk here, and he's trying to figure out what to go for.
Real question is, does he have any plus fours or even like a blue plus two? Because Max
True,
sits
yeah.
at 2 cards, Luke at 12. You have to feel you got to play defensive. Though Mac did end at a green before we had that draw city, that color switch, and then the draw city. But you just got to kind of think on that a little bit, right? Because Mac's sitting at that red zone range. Well, Luke's got a 10 card deficit. He's got to have some kind of action cards up his sleeve. At least I would think. Unless the card gods say no, you can only have numbers. But
Yeah. No, it's tough because like I almost think that happens more often than you think, but I do but yeah, like you would definitely hope for, the
something
former.
defensive, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I think Luke,
he's thinking it through.
yeah, I mean ideally I want to see this play here. Because I feel like, I think it's been 5 minutes now. Uh
There we go. Blue 4.
okay. Keeps it blue. That wow. So
Wow.
he might have had the right idea, but
Just the
Mac ends up
number. Just
finding
had the
the
number
red
efficiency.
4.
He just had the number efficiency right there. But now, he either can end on a red or maybe he just has another 4.
Oh, that would be insane.
It'd be insane if he had another 4. But what do you do here? I feel you got to try, at least try a color change. You might as well just try it. At least I feel. But he has another 4. That's going to be nuts. Like, where it just doesn't matter. Well, and then
Yeah, this is
hindsight where the color
I don't
change.
know here.
Unless he
Like,
has a yellow 4.
oh god.
What are the odds if he has a yellow 4? Ain't no way.
Yeah, I mean, dang, that is
This is a hard situation to be in.
yeah,
A red 9.
guess
I
we're just gonna
feel
have to
like it's a
see.
lose-lose. You got like if you put a red, then you just gotta hope Mac doesn't have red. But if Mac has a red and like either or, you're kind of screwed. I feel like you're kind of screwed because like that's hard.
No, I think no
Wow.
way.
What? That's
Okay, that is
nuts.
ridiculous.
Okay, that one is just sheer insanity. Okay.
Oh my god,
I
wrong
don't
number
think I
2
don't think Luke could have done anything different there. I-
wrong number 2 times in a
That's
row.
just
That
that's
is just
just wrong
oh.
number. That's nothing really. I don't think Luke could have done anything different there. Like maybe different color, but even so, that's still like man, that's nuts. I've never. It's wild to see an ending like that. Actually, did you have any fours at all left in your deck, Luke? If I don't mind asking, or did you just or you just kind of just had the red? You just had no choice and just go with the red.
Apart from the blue 4, no force.
Gotcha.
But I did have other numbers apart from the 9 on red, so
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
would have played the 6 instead. But
I mean, it's all
it was
hindsight, though. All
basically
hindsight.
one draw, and that's it. Basically, at that point,
Mhm.
because double 9s on the red after that, and then it's just in hope.
Hmm.
Mm.
Win
Yeah.
number 100 for Mac Johnson. All I gotta ask is, how do you feel about it, man? Win number 100. You're in the triple digits now. Must be a good feeling, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's definitely pretty good. Like I don't know if there was gonna be a whole like speech on it, but for the sake of time at this point, we'll just we'll let Mac answer your question, but I guess to add to it,
Feels amazing. I
again,
think
he's
that's all
been
we can.
around.
Yep.
He's been around for a while. Started off pretty rough, but found what he needed to win an entire tournament, which I mean, that's just insane. Like you people don't understand how hard it is to win a tournament here.
Oh, yeah.
Like I got really close one time, and I don't think I've been anywhere near close since then. So, I've been kind of struggling a little bit, but that's most people, like most people are gonna struggle to even get past the elite, past the round of 16. So, yeah, no. Uh, there was a world where Mac was going into relegation, which I mean, that would, the way that would have changed so many things,
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, props to Mac there. But I think there's not much else to
No, I don't think
ask
so. I
here.
think we can move forward now.
Mm-hmm. Let me update the scores. Okay. So yeah, Luke has the next call. Ironically, that was the shortest game, but it was still 12 minutes.
Man, I hope y'all got a good meal out of this. 'Cause, man, I'm actually kind of hungry right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm eating.
Yeah,
I'm real good after this matchup.
for sure. Still got quite a bit to go. I mean, at least if Luke keeps this even. But we'll have to see what happens as we start the next game, and we I don't know the word, but we eh, the bot just kind of making things more intense, just trying to anticipating what the first card is going to be. They're like,
Action card first. Red
yeah.
skip. Ooh. Really, really frightening starting card. You already have an action card gone just like that.
Mm-hmm.
What will Luke put in? Probably just red, obviously. I'd hope so. Unless you just want to be silly and just add a silly skip with that, like a color change skip. But definitely going to roll numbers. Definitely got to roll just a simple numbers game. He's feeling lucky with 13, though. Actually, oh my gosh.
Okay.
He did go with a changed color. A green skip and a green
That is
one.
interesting.
Well, I'll be 1-2 combination off the bat. It's one way to kickstart things in game 4. And Johnson will roll back over to yellow. So 3 colors exposed just like that. We haven't seen blue just yet. It's very early. Luke will play numbers game. Very quick response right back.
Yeah. It does.
Yellow 4. Yep, just numbers game right now. That's all you got to do. Just play it cool, play it safe. Just roll with the numbers you got going on your deck. And yep, they're getting a little bit faster now here, Yoshi. At least as of now, could slow down. They could stagnate. At the moment, they're a pretty good pace.
Mm-hmm. Maybe both players have a plan in here, and they're just trying to hope they get to that plan, get that finish they want. They are now at think probably like in the 8-9 card range.
You know,
They're actually now,
thinking about it,
now.
because right now for me it's like 12:25 p.m., right? It's about lunchtime. It's gonna sound very silly to ask, but do you think the hunger meter plays a factor in maybe this pace control?
That's actually a good point. I think for Mack, definitely possible. Luke is in England, so maybe not as much.
Maybe near dinner
though.
time for him. I think it's like a 6-hour
Yeah,
differential from where I am, but either
I
way,
would say
the concern for food, right? From good full course meal after that.
yeah.
I just thought about
It's
that. I'm like, if you're hungry, you kind of might want to get the game through with it, because it seems like the pace is going for faster this match. So just a silly little thought that intruded my mind. I'm like, triple play here, trips play here, yellow reverse, blue reverse, and then over to a blue 2.
Definitely an interesting
I like that.
concept.
I'm interested with that. So
Right. I do actually kind of like that concept, right? Because I think sometimes, like if you kind of were, sometimes if when you play a game, you're like, all right, I'm gonna eat after. But then if the game takes a while, then it's like, well, then you kind of want to speed things
crud.
up.
Yeah,
Um.
because
So
it
yeah,
seems like there's a lot more urgency. The atmosphere's changed in this game. It's a lot faster. I think also the bot's also somewhat more cooperative. Maybe it's getting over its hangover still. Probably not. No,
no,
it's still not. I think it's
still
still
some
I think it's still
issues,
hungover. Actually, no, it's still hungover.
Mack able to run on the double blue 8 here.
This does the ditto.
I think there are many factors that could want a player to play faster. A lot of it could be real life stuff. A
Oh
lot
yeah,
of
for
it could
sure.
be,
I mean,
a
I work in
player.
like what, 2.5 hours from now, so hopefully we get through this.
No,
I'll admit,
I would be
but I think we'd be hopefully we'd be done by then.
Honestly, I mean, it's game 4.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. We should be fine.
No, it'll be interesting. We'll see. I've also seen situations where one of the players, kind of egg the other player to go faster due to their thing.
Mhm.
So that in itself might actually make it harder for that player to make better decisions because they feel like they need to be.
Yeah, and adjust. Yeah, just adjustments. Couple of dittos here. It went from a blue 8 to a blue 8, then a blue 1 to a blue 1. So double dittos.
Do that. Yeah, you think they'd be pretty low on cards, but I think with some of the draws in between, they're not that close, but they're like getting there.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my goodness,
Whoa.
that is a very interesting play.
Wait, but why did he
For the
draw
+6.
at a Y +2?
Yeah. And
That leaves him pretty open though. That's I don't know how I feel about that. That's risky. It's very risky. And it was on a yellow. What?
If it works, look, if it's like every other game, Mack is gonna draw here. But no, this is definitely a big opportunity for Mack to just say, "Hey, I'm gonna +2 you right back," or he's just gonna keep it yellow.
He's gonna keep it yellow. I always get so scared. If you ever leave a +2 out in the open like that, someone could strike right back, and boom, you get more cards than you need.
Yeah. The thing is, like, it's possible that Luke
Also
was
just
doing
another
that.
yellow, maybe.
No way.
Oh, are they both stuck at yellow this time?
I thought Mack was gonna be able to run with that a little bit
Surely
more.
he could escape the yellow the yellow allegations, getting stuck in the yellow allegations. Oh boy.
Wow, that is nuts. I mean, in my head, I was thinking like, oh, Luke might be doing this because he wants more cards. Um, because his current hand is maybe pretty bad. But I mean, now that actually might it might actually work out in his favor if that's the case, because now we're in a draw city. But for Mac, man, that I don't think that's
I
where you
just
want to
it
be.
just feels like the joke writes itself. The joke writes itself this series for Mac. Like I don't even mean to make you like a punching bag at that, but it just seems like yellow just gets stuck on you, bro.
Right, but okay, I mean, maybe a little bit more lenient this time as Mac
He
finds the
does get a
yellow
top
second.
deck. He has a top deck this time. Just goes down one.
Luke can afford to go aggressive here if he wants, but he's just going to
Keeps
hold on to this
drawing.
draw city. Does Mac have the switch though? Yep.
He does. I feel like I'm just it's deja vu with this. It just seems like he just has a number, an answer, number efficiency wise, just right there. Once he gets stuck in yellow, but once the number does change, he says, "I got you. I got a number right here, man." Boom, front line and center, a blue 7, right in front of you. What does Luke have? Does he have any blues? Does he have an answer?
Yeah, that would be pretty crazy if he draws again. I mean,
I feel you got to take action here
yeah.
because
I mean,
Mac
we
already
also
has
have to think
changed the
about
color.
if Luke is going to try and push it to yellow again, which, has worked before. But I mean, I think he's done it like, I mean, he's technically down 2-1 as a result, so it's not like it's gonna be the key to win. But it's just kind of like definitely a safer option if you don't want to, if you don't want to risk Mac getting an early run. But yeah, I mean, this will definitely be a potentially tough decision for Luke here.
Yeah, Luke's up by a card, but he draws. Will continue to
Ooh,
draw.
he does draw. Wow. So I wonder if he has blues
Probably
or
wants
if he's
more.
just
He
trying to
probably wants
grab
more.
something off the draw city.
I'm thinking that. I'm kind of thinking that the latter.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're trying to do the latter, yeah, better do it now than to just use up all your cards and then draw.
Yeah, just because Mac has just as many cards as you do, you can get away with drawing a little
No
bit more,
way.
and he's just going to go to yellow.
No,
Oh, if
yeah.
Mac has to draw here, oh boy.
That would not surprise me.
I really wouldn't be surprised at this rate.
Ugh. I mean,
And
yeah.
he has to draw. Oh my lord.
Yo, Matt, I mean, hey, props to Mac for just not like getting phased by this kind of stuff.
I
Like,
think
I
it's
feel
just
like,
not surprising to him. It's no surprise to
yeah,
him at
like
this
you
rate.
could get frustrated, but if you do, you end up losing the battle. So,
Yeah, it's a mental game.
mhm. Now, does Luke draw? I mean, I would assume so, but
I would think he draws.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Um, I guess in a way, he was able to make it an even game now, if I remember right. Let me see. Yeah, no, I mean, being able to kind of, oh, you know what? That's fair.
Get out of that yellow, he said. We're moving over to blue.
Now, if okay, I thought Luke was gonna play a yellow lion. I really did.
I just for the sake of it, I think it would be funny.
No, Luke gonna be okay. Is gonna just let us rock for now. Blue 5. Mack with the blue 6. Now Luke just trying to get something going here. Maybe okay with this blue, feeling like I could use this to my advantage in some form.
Yeah, I mean, it's all you gotta do. You just gotta, just gotta keep at it. Just sit in blue
Yeah,
6
I
though,
mean,
sitting comfy.
you don't want to draw again at this point because now the game's evened out. So it's just, I mean, I guess if you're still looking for cards, then yeah, I mean, you don't have a choice. But at the same time, do you want Max to just be able to run away with his hand?
I mean, the other thing is how many action cards do we even have left
Oh
when you're
yeah, I don't
drawing?
even know if we've seen much other than that wild. And speaking of which, we are getting a +4 on the board here. That's an intriguing play too.
Especially with the high card count they have right now, it is definitely a choice. I'm curious in the thought process in that because
I
that's a
think
lot.
he,
That's a lot.
I think I see why he's going for it. But the red 0, I think is a good move as well. You assume that he's not gonna have the 0 switch, and now yeah, we're just going up on the numbers here, counting. We'll see if Mac has the red 3 to continue.
He
He
does have a red
does.
3. We're just gonna go up each number, aren't we? Go for a 4, you
All
guys.
right. Keep it going
At
here.
this rate,
What's
you
the
might as
red?
well make it a trend.
Yep. Where's the red 4?
Peer pressure. No. We'll switch over
Wow.
to green 3.
Okay, I was maybe expecting more reds from Luke here because of that +4, but maybe
Yeah, for sure.
he was trying to maybe bait a switch, and now, but he's gonna have to do it himself. Let me see. I think Luke's definitely in the lead, but uh oh, that's gonna even things
My,
out though.
oh my.
Yeah. See, I think Luke had something going there, but that might have stopped him
Might have
just in
stopped it.
time. I'm curious as to what he's gonna do now after that triple play. Yep, both now at 7, assuming the table isn't wrong.
Yeah, all that and still neck and neck, still side by side.
Yeah.
Swap over to yellow. Okay,
Oh
the
no.
real litmus test. Does Johnson
Here
have
we
at least
go.
a yellow card or a 2? He does
Oh,
have a 2. He has a green 2. So a no you right back over to the color of green. Green means go, and it's still go time for Mac Johnson. Luke is still going to go at it. He's going to go up 2 with a green 4. He'll just still play numbers game. Just going to keep it real cool.
all right. Yeah, I mean, it might have been good for Luke to get that one yellow out of the way because if that was his last yellow.
Double play
Oh,
here.
but
Double
another
play.
+2.
Wow.
This is hurting Luke, I think. I feel like he
Yeah, Johnson sits at 5. If he would have had a better card run, it would have been over. But I think he's got
yeah.
maybe a few more number cards and then action cards. I'm feeling he might have like a 3 card run at the end or 4. I don't know about 5, but I mean, we did see one earlier that was a 5. a 5-pack. But I don't know if Johnson's got that. I think he might have maybe have a 3 or 4 card run to the finish. But we'll see. If he types a long time, we'll know.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
I'm
even if
curious
it's
how
just
long Matt can run the
yeah.
screen, honestly. You would think he's gonna run out soon because of what he's thrown out, but I don't know. I feel like you also have to think about, yeah, I mean, second longest game so far. Hopefully, we've already passed an hour as well, so I gotta see. I'm very curious of what.
A green wild?
No. Okay,
But
so
we
to
were
me, that
already at
means that
green.
he's one turn away. And if Luke doesn't have anything, it's probably just going to be over. Oh, never
Oh,
mind.
he
It was a
mistyped.
mistake.
Oh no. The last time I streamed a game with Mack in it, he had a mistype and it didn't matter. But we'll see how this fires up. Big opportunity for Luke to pounce here. Really costly error. Could be costly if Luke comes out with this game win. But again, last time I streamed a Mac game, he had the mistype and it didn't matter. He won the series anyway, but ooh, that's not good.
I mean, yeah,
If he
assuming this
meant
is a
blue, that
line.
means he's got blues at the end. That's another thing you can inference.
So there is these small but possible chance that this is that he's he's using this as like a bait to like get him to do something, to get him to like not go aggressive, and then he can win. But I'm going to assume I'm just going to assume that this was the true mistake. Which, yeah, I mean, Luke could just play a green number here, I feel like. And
You can. Yeah, I agree.
and he kind of just exposed the fact that
Or
he
he could
needs
draw.
blue.
He
So
could draw.
as long as you don't switch into blue, you're probably fine.
He could draw too. He could
Yeah,
force
that is
he
true.
could force a draw city again.
I mean, that is definitely the safest option here, but
Oh, that's just not a good mistake to do when you're that close too.
yeah, no, that's definitely rough. Like he's at 3, and he could have finished it with 3 with a 3
I
with a
think it
triple.
goes probably maybe a 3-packer
Yeah,
or something,
I
or maybe
definitely
like a
can see
2-pack
that.
where it's just like he just needed like a blue number card and then just do like, or maybe where like he could have used like a power play potentially or something of the sort. I don't know, but regardless though, that is not an error you want to make. Luke's thinking
Yeah, no,
real hard on this now. That's why we're having to wait a bit too, but Luke's thinking real hard. What do you do? Do you do a draw city? Do you commit another draw city? Do you roll with green? Do you have green numbers that you can get rid of? But there's the risk, right, of Mac having the said numbers to synergize. Because whenever Luke has chosen some numbers, he's not had the best of luck in the numbers game. Because Mac will just pack it right back to him.
yeah, I think it's
I feel the safest option if I'm Luke. You do a draw city. You do just even a mini, even just a mini one. Even if it's just a little one, you do a draw city.
yeah. Yeah, Luke, let's try. Yeah, I don't mean to rush it, but I don't. I feel like we don't avoid like taking too long to make these decisions. But
There we go.
okay.
There we go. So he does draw.
I feel like I should just go to Draw City now. But
Yeah, Johnson's
makes
got to think
sense.
now. I think. Well, I mean, we know he doesn't really have green, perhaps. So I feel like you'd have to draw unless he's got another wild. What are the odds? The odds of that
He
would
wouldn't.
I
Yeah,
doubt it,
bro.
but because he said I meant to do blue, he don't got another wild. So
I guess he could. Yeah, I guess he could have another one. I mean,
but I don't think you'd want to. You wouldn't want to have made that mistake unless it was a bluff. But I don't think. I don't think Mack's the kind of the type to do that kind of thing when you do a mistype thing. So
what? Okay.
what? Unless it
He
was a
didn't
bluff.
need.
Unless it was a
Yeah, I
bluff.
mean, he didn't need. He didn't really
So
need.
it didn't
I don't think he
matter.
need. I don't think he needed to bluff because like you had 2+4s.
It maybe it wasn't a bluff. I don't know. I'm actually kind of intrigued by that because I'm like, Well, it
Uh,
didn't matter. At the end of the day, it didn't matter. Just like I said last time, I did
Yeah,
a
I
Max
don't.
stream where he had
I
a
don't
mistype.
know.
It didn't matter. He won the game anyway in the series. So I'm curious by that.
He's up 3-1. Yeah, I don't even know what just happened.
I guess
I
I'll
guess
ask: was it a bluff or not, or was it just like you actually generally just screwed up? Because I feel like at the end of the day, it didn't seem like it mattered. At least with that. Yeah, okay. He actually meant to.
That's what I
Okay, it was a
thought.
genuine mistake. Okay, I was like, it didn't seem because I think either way, what you did that wild, it wouldn't have mattered. Try and bait numbers though.
I'm gonna
So
assume Luke had nothing there. Even if he had a +4, I wouldn't have blamed him for not using it. Like,
yeah, because like Mac did, because that typing thing did have the indication that mistype. I would have thought the same too, because I was thinking, like I said, a draw city, right? You force him to draw a little bit more, but I don't. Yeah, I really don't think Luke could have done much because I think the draw city would have been probably like you said, Yoshi, the safest decision to do. But I think it was just it wouldn't have mattered. Only would have mattered. We can get game 5 started though. I don't really got much to ask on that to say on that really because I think it's just kind of the game kind of spoke for itself. But definitely like I think the big question was literally just asking was the mistype genuine or not.
yeah, like, just gonna assume. I'm just gonna assume that Luke had nothing because like if Mac had 2+4s, then like it's just like even if Luke did something there, it's like Mac still had
Max still had the +2
a backup.
+4s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that plan, he was going to commit to that plan unless like Luke had a +4 with him, but it didn't seem like that was the case because I think he would have definitely had done that by then,
Yeah.
or even
Now
a
we're just gonna have
+2.
to see.
Crazy eights
Okay.
for game 5. This has been one of the long. What is the longest matchup? Do you know, Yoshi?
I
Before
think we've
this
had
one.
it.
Before
I
this
think
one.
we've had a series that's been over 2 hours long, but if I'm not mistaken.
4 out of 7, or for just like it was that out of like a game, a best of 9 thing. You know what I'm saying though? Like,
Right.
do we know? And if you don't,
can
it's
check
fine. I
right
don't know.
now,
I don't
'cause
know
I don't
genuinely.
know off the top of my head. Longest series. Okay, yeah. So there was in D2 there was a best of 7 that went 2 hours 22 minutes. In D1, it was 2 hours and 20 minutes in best, and this was like all the way back in 2023.
So it's been a hot minute since we've had a really, really long game like this. And this is also not noting the like technical difficulties we had at the beginning. So we technically did start, I think, a little bit like 15, 20 minutes later. So
Yeah, I mean,
because
this
of the
stream in
stream issues.
general is
Yeah.
a long one for sure, but yeah, I think the most recent like really long game was again, I guess was also in D2. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't know much about that, so
Yeah, no, I admit I don't.
look, I guess I'll just keep things going here. Luke with the aggressive wild red, and that's actually going to work out perfectly because Mack doesn't have anything on red.
And Luke goes red 1.
But now the big thing is, will Mack find the switch, right? Because you're inevitably going to have to take risks here if you're trying to go for this play. And unfortunately, yep, as I say that, just doesn't get this. Yeah, it's just not what you want. Luke gonna have to draw. See, a part of now I'm curious. Was Luke's hand primarily red there?
Might have been, but he has to draw a green.
Yeah.
Doesn't
This
have
is
much money
definitely
for
not what you
that.
want to be. There you go.
There's a red.
Gets back into red. Will this be a draw city, or will Mack have the 8?
Does he have a green 8 to complement that back? Could it
Oh,
isolate it? But he
goodness
has another
gracious.
+4. He has a +4 and a blue 6. A double whammy.
Mack has
2-hit
been getting
combo.
these +4s a lot.
What the stats look like here? What are we thinking here? How much +4s he's got in contrast?
Well, okay. At the
So
very
he's got
least,
5. Johnson's got 5 to Luke's 2. At least played, that is.
at the very least, Luke was able to play off the +4 to get back into red, and there he finds another draw from Mack to prevent
He's
a
got a bit of a
win.
pulse there. So 5-card deficit. Max still
Yep.
has to draw it red.
Finally,
Stopped at the stoplight.
finding. Yep, no switches this time. Luke gonna be able to run the way he wants to, but for how long? Okay,
Trips play. Okay.
that's interesting. We see.
Back over to green. But he did stall out at green. And Mac actually has to draw.
Oh yeah.
Huh. That's intriguing. So does that mean, with this logic, Yoshi, right? If I can deduce properly, he's stuck at green, stuck at red.
Oh wow. Now
Wow. That's a crazy.
And
oh my goodness.
huh. And now
Over to
giving
yellow.
Mac a taste of
But
his
Mac
own
probably's
medicine.
got yellow. I think this time he's got.
Oh
he's got
my
a green
god, and
3.
it's the same thing.
He's got an answer to the number. And Luke has to draw.
Wow. And I was gonna say, like, Luke tried to do what Mac did earlier, but then they both had the same response to each other, which forced a draw, which is
Oh,
pretty.
that +4 might have backfired now, but let's see. That red 2 could give Luke the proper break he needed.
It's the worst case scenario for Luke because he can't afford to lose another game here.
Yeah, because if he loses this one, it's pretty much game over. It's literally game over because it's best of 7. So Mac wins this one. That's it.
We go into red. He doesn't have anything other
Red
than a reverse.
and that's it. Does Mac have a red with it? Type in a while. Oh, I got a good feeling he's got some action cards here. He's got something built.
Potentially, I mean, maybe he can play off that reverse, but
Maybe. I'm thinking he could.
No, I mean it didn't matter. But he has the quad play into blue.
It's a pretty big
Yeah,
deal.
I mean, that's a little scary. I feel
That
like
is pretty scary.
Mac
A
has
4-hit combo.
Mac's been kind of like edging on the fact that he wants blue.
Well, he'll stay with blue, but he'll get 2 cards added with it. And
Yeah, no,
Johnson, and this is the thing with the power play, right? They still haven't used it yet. Mac can use it. This is probably, honestly, this could be the game you could use if you really just want to end things. Because again, if he's got the shot, he gives a +2 right back to him. Also, still staying in the blue, staying hydrated in water here.
Okay, I like
now
that
over to
play.
green. Touch some grass here with the 4. Mac has to
Nice.
draw. Luke has to draw, but I think this is going to force, again, another draw city.
This one feels needed.
Definitely.
Yeah, I like what Luke's doing.
It's a good call.
both players ended up using a +4, and
These plus twos at each
ironically,
other's.
the
Yeah.
bot's also being a little better in terms of speed.
Needed a good meal. Needed some lunch. Had some good brekkie, some good lunch. Maybe out of the hangover. Maybe.
For sure.
It had a long weekend.
Right. And yeah, the green 5. It seems like Max just getting slightly better top decks than Luke, which is, you know, obviously
It's
it
part
can be
of it.
frustrating,
Yeah.
right? Feel like nothing's going your way when you're in Draw City, because if your biggest game plan is to keep Draw City going, and then like you're just not getting it, then it's like, yeah. But this is definitely something where maybe after the green 5, Luke may has to think about, okay, do I have a 5? I can switch, but do I want to switch? Or so that's kind of that's what I'm guessing is what he's thinking about. But you know, there's not too much to think about here, because it's like, yeah, I mean, just gonna have to draw.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to draw here. We'll have to draw.
Now, yeah, we'll have to see if
Color switches
the
galore. Blue to red. Mack has to draw to red 5 though. That's big.
okay.
That's
So
gonna that's some alert marks there.
part of me thinks that that was a calculated draw by Luke to hold on to that red 5 in the case that he had the blue 5. So good on him there.
And you could stay at that
No.
5, maybe force some draws again from Mack.
Yeah, I think the big thing
Because I
here
think the
is what
numbers
was.
game has just not been at Luke's side. So I think you gotta
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
just keep at it with the draw city. But eventually you gotta take the risk, or Mac, or even Mac takes the step forward.
There we go. Draw City once
Yeah,
again.
both are gonna draw.
At least it's not on yellow.
Right? Watch it still get. We get like a yellow 5, and then we get a draw city again, and might be different for once this time around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess it's kind of clear that both these players are struggling on the red and the green. They both probably have similar colors,
Yeah, maybe a
which
similar deck. Yeah,
makes it harder for Luke because he has more cards. So,
red 7.
you know,
Mac takes the step up first.
it's just one of those things where like if you play a game where you're gonna get into a scenario where you both have the color that you both want the same color, you want to be the one with less cards.
Yeah, because you're just mirroring your opponent essentially.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, again, like we said, like these top decks just really working out for Mac here. He gets a red 7, could be an opportunity for him to switch again. But now again, Luke has to think, does what can he do off of that? And should he go for something, or should he just draw again?
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, really.
I think they still currently the shortest game, but
I don't think that's going to last too long. I think we're going to probably get like the 15-minute mark, I would say.
possibly, yeah.
15 to 20-minute mark.
Just got to find out what the plan for Luke here is.
Yep, he will draw. And he's got he's got an answer to numbers again, though. Luke drew.
Wow.
Johnson just had the number for it.
Again, it's the same story, you know. Luke's
really
just trying to
does.
hold on to a draw city, but Mac gonna keep denying it, and now Luke has got to figure out a way to avoid a potential win, but he's run out of options here. He's going to play the blue
I
0.
feel like you got at that point, if you know the draw city strategy isn't working, you might as well just get really aggressive. Just try and screw things up number wise.
I guess,
You
yeah,
got to
right.
try
Just
something
kinda,
different at that rate.
maybe,
At least it
yeah,
feels like it.
just kind of hope that the remaining cards in Mack's
They just don't
hand aren't enough.
synergize. Yeah.
Yeah. The blue +2s are gone as well, so not much Luke can do unless he has, a +4 lurking, which you have to time when to use that as well if you have it. Get the blue 6 here. See, I'm going to check the history.
Yeah, Johnson sits at 4 to Luke's 11. 7 card differential. Well, will be 6 if Luke puts a card in. Or maybe it could be a double play. Could be like, a plus, or he could do a +4 and see what's up. But if, again, Johnson still has the power play to use, Luke does as well.
Yeah.
Johnson hasn't struck it, so we know it's not likely a 4-card. Well, maybe not yet. Not yet. I got to actually hold my tongue a little bit on that. But gotta wait and see what Luke has. If Mack puts a power play, that's going to be pretty much game. That will be game unless he somehow mistypes. Unless he mistypes again. That's always something you always got to be careful about.
Yeah, of course.
It's not always a guarantee.
What I think here is Luke has, given the history, he could have a 6, but
could change
yeah, it's
color.
like, you just don't know what Mack needs anymore, because like he's been drawing quite a bit. Like blue seems to be a good color for him, but you don't know when he's gonna run out, or if he has pretty much only blues and he wants it to stay blue. So it's like, what game do you want to play here? Like, do you want to keep it blue and hope that he doesn't get the finish?
Yeah, it's double-edged sword with draw cities, right? Because you could get good ammo, or your opponent could get better ammo.
Yes.
It's very. I mean, that's like the gamble you take when you do a draw city. Yes, your opponent will draw cards, but you just, again, it's that mystery behind Uno that you don't know if they're gonna get. For all we know, a lot of +4s, a lot of +2s, some skips, some reverses, even just a general wild. It's the scary part of Uno.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't blame Luke for taking his time on this one, but yeah, I mean, let me see. I'm gonna check how long the stream's been going for.
It's going for a while, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, approaching 2 hours.
I think we're near the 2-hour mark. So, yeah, we're getting up there.
Oh, he did have
He
the
did have a
+4, as we
+4.
kind of,
Alluded
as we were
to
kind
that.
of like speculating.
Yeah. 2 yellow. All right. This is the dreaded enemy of Mack. This is yellow so far. Maybe not for this game, but we'll see. Does Johnson have anything to complement a yellow 2? Does he have a different 2 again?
Oh my god, yeah, that would be crazy. No,
He does have
I
a
think,
response back.
yeah, I think
3
I
card.
think he's fine with this yellow. Like the +4 was kind of just hoping to set him back, because yellow seems to be a color that I would anticipate both players need.
Yep, Johnson sits at 5, Luke at 9. We'll actually roll back to 8. Gonna play numbers in this case, so yellow 6.
Yes.
Now, yeah, it looks like it could be a numbers game, little run. We'll wait and see what Luke's got. Does he have anything to play defensively too? Johnson could be near that power play range.
Yeah, I mean, that triple play made things hard, but here we go. This could
red
be
3.
a draw city opportunity here, but you don't know what that +4 gave him. That's the one thing you think about. He did actually get a red 9. So he's not going to draw right away. Could scare Luke, but he's not going to be phased, holding on to the red here. No, and he
A
finds
blue 8.
the blue 8.
He just seems to find the number efficiency. Just it
Oh,
seems like it
hold
caters.
on.
But a yellow 8. Johnson
I
sits
like
at
that. I
2,
like
Luke
that.
at 5. Are the last 2 cards.
Nice. Yeah, I
Have to have been blue.
definitely would have been worried if it stayed blue there. Like
Yeah,
now
for sure. And he would have used power play. He definitely would have used power play if that were the case. Because it's that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. This could be a chance for Luke to
Luke could go counterattack now if he has yellow.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like if ideally he has more yellow here so he can potentially find a way to take this game. That would definitely be the best case scenario here because you've been kind of behind in this series, or not in this, well, in this series, yeah, but in this game for, I would say, most of it. So being able to get a lead going is definitely what you want. Let's see. Looking at the plays that could be made here. Obviously, there's 1+4 left, so
It's just a matter of
less
who has
likely
it.
that.
Who has it?
Yeah, it's less. It's we would assume it may still be in the deck somewhere, but because we're only halfway through it, I think. Oh, but Luke is not going to be able to play off it, and it's just going to go for the draw city plays.
Oh
But
my
pins
goodness.
up. Wow, that's insane.
Mack has a green, but I don't know if he's got anything else to. Unless this number serves as an answer. Unless he's got an answer with this.
Ooh,
He
okay.
has. Oh,
Interesting to point out.
he didn't do a
Yeah.
power play though. He did not do a power play, so I
Yep,
don't think
that
he's
should
got
be fine.
anything.
That should be
Unless he's
fine.
got a cut. No, he does not. Stuck at yellow again.
Yeah, if he got it, if his last card was yellow, that would have been ridiculous. But
Actually, it would have been crazy.
But no, the good plays from Luke there.
Yeah, Mack would have used power play if
Okay.
he was definitively knew that that was the clincher, but he doesn't. Luke has some yellow. Johnson does not once again.
Ooh, yeah, Luke. Here comes Luke's aggression.
Luke's
Here,
got
finally
some aggression here. Got some momentum now.
throwing everything on the table,
And Max
trying to get
still's
this
got
finished.
nothing. He's got nothing. No numbers even match this. Oh, Nelly.
Okay, but here's the decision maker. Luke is at 2, but he hasn't played right away. So what does that mean? Is he gonna have to draw again?
Probably thinking
or-
about the numbers again. I'm thinking he's probably thinking about the numbers, worrying it matches up again. And he draws.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if he had an option there and he didn't want to take the chance, but like it wouldn't like a possibility I could see there is that he had a wild, but he didn't want to risk like maybe Mac having a +2 or something. I don't know. It's just as a theory. I mean, he could have, if he had it, he could have power played, but it's still like this. Using a power play now when you're down is kind of scary.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we might be hitting up top 5 like longest games in Uno. It feels like we might be up. Yeah, I think it might be up there now. We're hitting that 2 hour, close to that 2. We're getting close to that 2 hour
Yeah, I guess I
mark.
noticed it. We're in we're definitely we're in the 100-minute. We're getting to the 100-minute mark here. Yeah, I'm not sure what Luke's thinking at this point. Did he get a good draw and is thinking about playing
Power
something?
play.
Oh, he's gonna power play. I don't.
Oh, what does he got? Let's see. Let's see what he's cooking.
This should be the game finish here, but we'll see.
I would think so too.
Oh, very interesting. The red 4, he had the triple switch. Or not
Did
the
he
triple
do-
switch, double switch. And now I think he wants to win on blue.
Wants to win on blue. Thing is, does Johnson have an action card? He's been drawing it yellow. Because it's his turn. It's
Yeah.
Mack's turn. Remember that.
Yes, he could still do something here.
Mack can still do
What I'm-
something. Or he could do a defensive power play. But would you want to
No,
do
I-
that? You got a 3-1 lead, though. But do you want to be safe than sorry, right?
Well, yeah.
Would
he
it
can't
prevent
power
the
play
inevitable?
immediately.
That's true, though. That's a good point.
Oh,
Oh my
my.
goodness.
Oh,
And that interrupts Luke's run. For that,
Wow.
a +4 and a red 1 is filthy business.
that's pretty much the one thing he
Did not
Ooh.
want. You did not want.
I mean,
that
I guess
hero
a
to lose.
wild would have been bad too.
Yeah, either way, though, that's and he's got a
Okay.
blue 1, but he's got 4 of the cards.
Yeah, dude, that's gonna
That's
hurt,
tough.
you know. But I guess on the one
But Johnson
bright
wasn't
side
red
thing
or-
here is
wanted to
that
end
that
it
was the
red.
last +4.
Yeah,
So
could be mostly numbers
know.
game and maybe a few skips and reverses, I suppose. And
like Luke could definitely still get the win here if he has
he
slightly better
Mack has to
cards.
draw blue.
Okay.
Has to draw the blue 7. They're
Oh
gonna
my
draw.
God.
Oh boy.
Dude, this is... Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like, yeah, if you lose this game, if you're Luke, it'll suck because, you know, you lost when trying to use power play, but I mean, at that point the series was over anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I feel it's one of those games that the stats, let's say it ends here, like hypothetically. I don't think it really tells the tale. Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
think it's actually been a very close match. It's just
for sure.
numbers game has been more, and you know you can argue that with any player when any outcomes that numbers game plays a big factor in a lot of outcomes of this. So
Yeah,
like number
it looks
efficiency.
like, yeah, to me it looks like Mack is just getting the slightly better
Just
cards in
the
it's
better
like
matchups with the numbers.
the right moments at the right times kind of thing where while he's not getting like more ammo per se, I mean maybe besides +4s, I guess. He's been getting like certain specific cards that have been helping him a lot more. But yeah, I mean, now we're kind of getting down low on. This is where we're kind of far from it still, but potentially approaching a reshuffle scenario. Because you know you don't have any +4s, but the thing is, speaking of pluses, there's still +2s in every other color besides blue, and there's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm curious, like, if anyone has like a +6 waiting to be thrown out, which could be pretty rough for whoever gets it, but you know, it's a risk you have to take at this point because yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just calling everything out at this point. Like, yeah, that's not good for Luke,
Nope.
to say the least.
Double whammy. Basically a +4 out of that.
A lot of cards there, and you almost gotta hope that you have a +6 to fight back with if you want to even things out. But other than that, you're just kind of hoping for the best
Just
here.
along for the
because-
ride.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess there's. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this game plays out when with all the +4s gone, but still got 3 wilds and some ammo remaining. Luke gonna have to look back at what is possible now, because you know, yeah, he's been getting put in a lot more rough spots than Mac, which is definitely unfortunate because there's so many right moves he has to make to just prevent a win. And I feel like he's been pretty good at that, but obviously, um,
Wild Blue.
yeah, it takes one lucky draw for your right move to just not matter. So, but yeah, speaking of which, the Wild Blue I think is a smart play. This was their draw city, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is just kind of trying to make sure that he can get back into this game as soon as possible.
How?
Wow.
Oh no, there's got to be an insane run.
Okay,
This screams a
I'm very curious.
nonsensical run.
Like this will be ridiculous if this is the
A
game.
lot of +4s or skips and
Oh,
reverses.
oh,
Actually, there weren't any +4s left,
wow.
but you get the point. A lot of action cards. He had a
Okay.
stockpile of them.
Oh, he does the same thing that Luke did.
Oh. Even
Okay.
so, that is a ridiculous card run. But let's see if Luke can answer. Does he have anything to switch the 6?
You would think that.
You would think so.
If we look at it right now, there's only 1 6 left in the deck.
Does he have
And-
it?
But yeah, we also have to think about if Luke has a
Or
wild
a
or a red
wild.
+2, this plan doesn't work. But definitely, he's willing to take the risk. We'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, both with now no power plays. They both used them in this game.
True.
So now it's just good old fashioned Uno. Just the
Yeah,
old
I
school
mean,
vanilla Uno. So what do you do if you're Luke? Do you switch? I mean, I feel you got it. It's almost similar to like that number 4, right? When they near the end.
mhm.
So it makes you think. It always makes you think with this kind of option. Especially when you have a run like that when they do a color switch. Are they just doing that just because they already have another 6? Or do they have a red or a wild? This could be a game series move from Mack Johnson. But Luke, does he have an iota of a pulse left in game 5? He's typing. He's got a red +2. He will stay alive. Thing is, does he have a red to follow up with that?
Yeah, so
Run
okay,
stalls a
so
little
yeah,
bit.
like I was thinking about I mean, if he has the +2, he should just use it.
Should just use it for sure.
Um. So what's interesting to me now is, I mean, this gives Luke a little bit more hope. In the sense that if he takes this game, there's power plays. There's not. I mean, there's no more power plays moving forward. But obviously, he's got to win. You know, he's still far from the game win, so he's really gotta. He's still got a lot to do, but yeah, gonna play that +2. But not interesting. He's not done yet. Technically, still has to make another move here, and I wonder what he's thinking. I don't know, honestly. The only thing I could anticipate is he has another +2, and he's wondering if it's worth giving him doing it. Uh, you know, I guess there is technically still ammo there where he risks that, but yeah, okay. He's just gonna play a simple +2. We're gonna expect Mac to play something here. He does gets the red 3, but we'll see if that +2 is enough. Wow. I
Yellow
think
Wild. Oh, could
that
this be
wild
poetic? It
is
could be a
just
poetic ending. We'll see.
it,
I'm sure Luke's got
oh,
something.
I don't know.
I don't know
He needs
though. It's very slim. Oh,
no,
why?
it's
He's just got
yeah,
to
I had a
roll with it. I
feeling.
think that's it. It was the
My goodness,
Achilles
man.
heel for so long for Mack Johnson getting isolated on yellow, but the series ends on a yellow for Mack Johnson. I don't think you'd want it any other way. It was a running joke throughout the series that Mack was just consistently getting isolated in the color yellow. But again, it ends on a pretty good note, on a very good note. A 4-1 win for Mack Johnson on a color that he struggled for so long, and for Kyle Busch, the good old fashioned M&M's fire suit, the good old iconic yellow one that we've seen for so many years. Well deserved win for Mack Johnson. A well fought battle from Luke. I mean, how does it feel? A 4-1 win, Mac. And it ended on a color that you struggled with throughout most of this series.
Yeah, I guess for the sake of the bot latency, Voiles is gonna make a decision to cut off 25 minutes, but it'll still definitely be a series. Um, the whatever I forgot what it's called. It'll be enough to be on the database for a long series. So unfortunate for Luke, to be honest. I do think he played quite well, but maybe took a little too much risk with that power play. Um, I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of surprised Mac had that +4.
I
I
was too. Yeah.
so like that was kind of crazy to me. Uh, actually, Mac, I do want to ask, what was the last card before he +2'd you? Because if it was the Wild, that that's crazy to me. But it could be. It could have been the Wild.
I have a feeling it could be I got a feeling it might be that.
Because like I was thinking, oh, it's just gonna be that red 3,
I
right?
thought it'd be like a
But then he
little
played the
numbers
Wild.
game.
Because it's like, oh no, it was
A
the red 3.
red
So he,
3.
yeah, the +2 gave him the Wild, which, I mean, obviously the +2 saved the game. So it's like, well, it's just unlucky in that
Yeah,
case.
just unlucky ammunition distribution from there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
I
mean,
don't think this stats, like I said before, I don't think it tells the tale. This was a real battle of endurance here, Yoshi, like an actual
oh
battle of
yeah,
endurance. At least I think even for me too, it felt like a battle. So the bot the bot
I've,
did wake up. But yeah, definitely
uh,
one of the longest games I've been in. I feel like I've been in a lot of long games too though, whenever I've streamed.
I,
But yeah, long
yeah, no,
series, but Mac Johnson came out top 4-1 win. 2 seed beats out of the 15th seed though. So I mean, that's a pretty, keeps the
hmm
morale going for Mac, right? Remember he mentioned last season he was near relegation range, and look at the progression he is now, the character arc as we can say. But he will
of
fight
course,
off against I think me actually, because again I think Brian DQ'd. So from what I think Art
yes.
told me. So yeah. Yeah, yeah. I need to go eat now.
hmm
That's honestly such a mood though. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Any final words, Yoshi? Because I don't think Luke's. I don't know about Luke because I think Luke, you did pretty good. I don't think there's much you could have done differently. I think you played good. It's just the numbers game just wasn't on your side. I think that's honestly that's all I could really point out. And like you said, maybe the power play, Yoshi. But I think at that rate, you've got nothing to lose. You're down a good couple,
It's
right?
true.
So you might as well take the gamble and just see what happens. Now you got to play me. Oh, I don't know, man. I think you're probably gonna. I think most people are gonna have you win anyway. So I'm just gonna see how far I can. If I can get at least a game out of you, I think I'll be I'll be pretty happy. If I don't, I don't. So it is what it is. But yeah, I
I
think.
think,
Go ahead.
yeah, I guess like the way I saw this series, I think both players played well. Luke, uh, I kind of feel for him. Like I feel like you have those series where you feel like you're playing right, and but but then just some of the luck does not go your way in terms of you play the wrong number in a draw city, the opponent gets the better draw cities, and then you're like kind of questioning if you want to go for draw cities anymore. It's like you're questioning your entire like play style, and it's tough. I think honestly, like I in a like I feel like if uh I'm not sure, like there's a lot I could think about with how the series went. I just think that uh, Luke, there were very unfortunate scenarios where Luke just couldn't do much in those moments. Maybe he had some ammo saved that he didn't use, but we will never know. I would say, you know, nothing too much to be upset about, but it kind of sucks because you definitely felt like I feel like for Luke, he definitely could. There's definitely I could definitely see him winning this one if things maybe went a little bit more his way. But props to Mack for playing really well. Uh, Mac DJ is a unique. I don't know if you guys ever played, but
I
that
don't believe
sounds
we
like an
have.
exciting match.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I think you both play interesting play styles that I think would be a fun, a fun, a fun clash. So, um, yeah. I mean, looking forward to that one.
Yeah, should be some good matchups for later this week though. I don't have the full on schedule. I gotta look back again. But regardless though, I mean, we got a beginning of a tournament going on. So I mean this should be some good old fun and games. Uno's always unpredictable as always. You never know what you're gonna get here. It can show its ugly head to many different players, whether you're a high seed or a low seed. The card bot can give and taketh. And well, it certainly
Oh yeah.
bit Luke really badly, but again, it doesn't always tell the tale. A shark tale in this case. But big ol' congrats to Mack Johnson on the win. 4-1 series. Luke's got a lot of upside. We saw a lot of great plays on both ends, whether it's decision making, whether it comes to card isolation, color isolation, and action card usage. I think both played really good. We're beating up a dead horse at that rate, but it's the truth. It's the honest truth. And yeah, we'll see you guys for the next upcoming match. Don't know when that's going to be, but to my knowledge. But I know I'll be streaming tomorrow morning again. At least that should be with KT. So that should be a good one to keep note of. Or anybody else that streams later, please give them a good old shout out and check them out later on. So should be a fun week of June here. Can't believe it's already the month of June, for crying out loud. But yeah, as always, hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are on the globe. I'm DJ, and alongside me, Yoshi. Big honor to have me do the streaming and have Yoshi alongside me, a man with elite ball knowledge here. Should be a good old fashioned time for future endeavors here tonight.